everyone, I'm Roberta. Welcome to my home. It's Halloween. And you know, around my house, the start of Halloween signifies the start of the holidays. So it's very exciting. One of the things that has become a tradition in our home is having a great pot of chili on the stove for Halloween. It's a way to ensure that my kids have a great dinner before they dig into all that candy. And it's also a great way to serve guests so that when friends come over and they drop by with their kids or neighbors, we can invite them in. There's a big pot of chili on the stove. They can have a glass of wine and the evening just becomes even more festive. So let's start by making our chili sauce. This really makes your chili taste a little bit special because you're making your own blend of chili paste basically. What I have on this plate are some dried chili peppers and dried habaneros. Now, habaneros are very, very hot, so use them gingerly. They come dried, pre-packaged, and you find them right in the produce aisle of your local supermarket. So I found these right at Stop and Shop. When you're ready to use them, you soak them in hot water for several hours and they reconstitute. So then what I've done is I've put them in a blender and pureed them and run them through a strainer. So now what I have is a chili sauce. And to that, I'm gonna add all the spices that give chili that wonderful warm flavor. So I've got my coriander, and I have oregano, and then cumin and garlic salt. Now, I'm gonna mix this up, and knowing already, just from stirring this, I can get the aroma of the heat of the chili peppers. At this point, you can add red pepper flakes, but I caution you. What I like to do is make my chili, and when it's ready to taste, try it out for seasoning and spice. Because this could be just where I want it spice-wise, serving young kids. So I would wait until the end of the chili cooking process and then just taste it, and if at that point you like your chili spicier, that's when I'd go ahead and add some nice red pepper flakes. Okay, so my spice mixture is ready, and now we're gonna assemble the chili. So today we're making a chicken and white bean chili. So in this pan with a few tablespoons of olive oil, I have boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I've totally browned up and caramelized. And to that, I'm going to add 1 chopped onion and several cloves of garlic. Both green and yellow bell peppers. And I'm going to let that all come together, have those vegetables wilt, kind of caramelize again, and then I'm going to add the remaining ingredients. Smells really, really good in here. And now we're just gonna add the rest of the ingredients. Got diced tomatoes. Leave them diced, I don't puree them. And then I have diced tomatoes with green chilies. It's not hot, it just adds another layer of flavor. And white beans, and I don't drain the juices because the juice that's in the can with the white beans acts as a thickening agent. So we want to keep that in there. Give that a stir. And now we're going to add our chili sauce that we made. I want to bring this up to a simmer. And while this is coming up to a simmer, I also wanted to tell you the reason why I used the chicken thighs is because one, they're very, very tender, and they're boneless. They cook much quicker than if you were gonna do some type of chicken and then shred it. And they really have all that flavor because of the dark meat. You could certainly use this method with any chicken that you prefer, or of course, beef, ground beef, shredded beef, whatever your family likes. Okay, now we're gonna add the last thing, which is a slurry. And a slurry is just cornstarch and water. And this again will thicken up the chili as it simmers. And this particular chicken isn't going to be super thick. It's just going to have a really nice texture. That's all there is to it. And I'm just going to let this cook. It really only needs to cook for another 30 minutes. So this is a great do-ahead meal because if you let it sit in your refrigerator overnight, those flavors are going to meld together even more and it's going to get a more intense, richer taste to it. So this is going to simmer, and while it continues to cook, I'm going to show you my recipe for cornbread. Can't have chili without cornbread. We'll be right back. So everyone knows chili and cornbread just are naturally perfect. So we're going to make a wonderful cornbread that's infused with chipotles and adobo sauce. So it also makes your cornbread have a little level of just a touch of heat. We're going to start with our cornmeal, all-purpose flour, sugar, give the cornmeal just a little touch of sweetness, salt, baking powder. Just going to stir that up. Now, I have egg and egg whites. And the egg whites make this very fluffy. It's a nice high cornbread. Skim milk, don't use whole. Mix that up. And you know, my kids love cornbread so much that I have to put jam and honey out on the table. I mean, they like it with the works, the butter, the honey, the jam, and then leftovers or breakfast the next morning. I mean, one of my daughters especially, she just adores it. So it never goes to waste in my house. Now, canola oil. And something that is a little trick, whenever I'm making anything that's cake or bread-like, I always add sour cream because it just adds so much moisture to your cornbread, especially because cornbread can be kind of crummy, a little bit dry. This is going to give your cornbread a beautiful texture. So I'm going to incorporate this, and then we're going to add chilies and adobo. And again, this is a very common ingredient, and you can find it right in the Mexican food aisle of your grocery store. Now, it is spicy, so you use it very, very gingerly. A little bit goes a long way, and then you can save the rest for another time. Just store it in your refrigerator. So right here, chili and adobo. And I just took the chilies out, cut them up a little bit so there's small pieces going throughout the cornbread. Add this in. And some cheddar cheese mixed with a little bit of jalapeno pepper jack. And that's a very mild cheese, so that's not really going to give you any additional heat. That's all there is to it. And this is going to make an absolutely moist and delicious cornbread to go with that fabulous chili that's simmering on the stove and filling my house with just a wonderful smell. So now I'm going to pour it into my prepared buttered baking pan. You can do this in muffin cups, you can do it in a square pan, a rectangle pan, anything you want. Whatever's best for you. It's going to all go into the pan. There we go. And now I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven. Bake it for about 25 minutes. It's going to be golden brown, and when I come back, we're ready to eat. The chili and the cornbread are ready. Look at how high and fluffy that cornbread is, and that chili, well, I can't wait to dig into it. I've put a few of my family's favorite toppings out to go along with it, but of course the possibilities are endless. Some people even like chopped egg on their chili, so it's limitless what you can put out to accompany this dish. And now, Belle and I are just finishing our Halloween treats. You're doing a really good job, honey.
Thank you. Hey, Mom, do you like Halloween? Because I do.
Well, I have to tell you the truth. I never was a big Halloween fan until I had kids. Now you guys make it fun for me. And one of the things that's also fun is making Halloween treats with your kids. The girls and I made these adorable, just simple chocolate tipped pretzels. And then I got these cute little Halloween clips and we bagged them and they look festive. When friends come over and neighbors that I know really well, I like to give them a homemade Halloween treat rather than a bagged candy. And one of the things I'm always aware of, having a daughter with a peanut allergy, is to give a nut-free treat. So we've got delicious fudge in these cute little cones and our pretzels, and we're ready for tonight. Yep. You ready to go get in your costume?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, well, we are going to start trick-or-treating. I wish you a wonderful Halloween, and we'll see you next week when we're going to talk about Thanksgiving and make the most beautiful centerpieces you've probably ever seen. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you soon, and remember, anytime you've got friends and family gathered, you have an elegant occasion. Good job, sweetie. Put them in here. Perfect. Hi everybody, I'm Roberta Lombardi, creator of The Elegant Occasion, and I've got news for you. Page Hardware and Appliance Company is having their grand reopening the last Saturday in October, and I'm going to be there cooking up brunch. Join me on Saturday, October 27th between 10 and 12. Page Hardware and Appliance Company on the Green in Guilford. See you there!